One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet whom millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
It's not too much to ask Kamala, say, are you for a Palestinian state if Hamas is going to run that state?
Okay.
Yes or no?
And let's say you don't like her answer. Are you going to vote for Donald Trump?
No, I'm not.
Kamala
I just said I'm not going to vote for her.
Harris is not running for perfect. She's running against Trump. We have two choices. And so there are some things you might not know her answer to. And in 2024, unlike 2016 for a lot of the American people, we know exactly what Trump will do, who he is, and the kind of threat he is to democracy.
I don't know.
So it's unclear to me how there could be an informed...
The problem that a lot of people have with Kamala is we don't know her answer to anything, okay?
But you know his answer to everything.
And that's why I would never vote for him, and people shouldn't vote for him. But people also are expected to have some idea of what the program is of the person you're supposed to vote for. You're just not supposed to say, well, you have to vote for Y because X is this, that, and the other. Let's find out a little bit more. And I don't think it's a lot to ask her to sit down for a real interview as opposed to a puff piece in which she describes, like, her feelings of growing up in Oakland with nice lawns.
Then I would just say to that, when you move to Nirvana, give me your real estate broker's number and I'll be your next door neighbor. We don't live there.
By the way, in case you didn't know, that's the woman who is interviewing Kamala Harris tonight. The woman who says it's okay if she doesn't tell me anything. She's still better than the alternative who is, wait for it, what? A threat to democracy. As long as you have a threat to democracy, it's okay if you elect a mop. Because that's exactly what she's saying. Now, I have a bit bad news, and I'm going to have to do some production magic here. See, MSNBC is obviously terrified of people getting this information out. Because it wasn't a live interview like when Trump does a live town hall. It's a live town hall, and he's talking to people. She wouldn't even do a live interview with that woman who is basically the mother hen and saying, you know, it's okay if she lies to you. So she did a taped interview. So all we have available at this point, because MSNBC has decided to lock it down, they are not allowing anybody right now to actually stream this show at 7 p.m. But we got some skills here, so it may get a little clunky as I show you some of the questions and answers, but you're going to get the point. She's just absolutely lost. But before I get into that, because this is a different kind of show, let's go ahead and just jump in this right now. I told you I was going to give away some hoodies in tonight's show. We'll announce it tomorrow, but we're going to give it tonight. So what you need to do, if you'd like to win a hoodie, that's my lovely wife. If you want to win a hoodie, go to fanfareshop.org, fill out the information, and register to win a hoodie. And we're going to give away 2. Maybe we'll give away 3. Not really sure. We'll see what happens. But we're going to go ahead and give away a hoodie. So just go there right now or after the show. You don't have to rush right now. In fact, don't rush. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Stay here. You can always register for the hoodie later. I'll put it up a couple times here. So, that being said, I'm going to have to do some, mechanics here to show you some of the stuff that this woman has said. I'm also going to start with some of the stuff that she said. Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at something. Am I getting a feed? I might get, we'll see what happens if this feed comes up or not. I'm looking on my computer and it looks like some other computer. But in any event, let's go ahead and look at some of the stuff that she said today. Where is that link? Okay, here we go. Here we go.
And we will reform our tax laws to make it easier for businesses to let workers share in their company's success.
Okay, so in case you don't understand what she just said, she just described communism to you. We're going to make it easier. Who said it was hard? If a business owner wants to basically do an employee stock option or employee sharing, they don't have any problem doing it. We don't need government involved in it, though. You can't mandate that people share their revenue or profits with employees. That's communism.
And I will challenge the private sector to do more.
No. If you were to be elected, you are the government. What are you challenging anybody to do anything? Stay out of business. Every person with a business should understand what this woman is advocating for, and immediately your head should spin and say, whoa. I don't even want you knocking on my door.
To lift up workers through equity, profits, and benefits.
Equity? So I may have 1,000 shareholders who own stock in my company. You're now telling me that the government is going to mandate or push their way into telling an employer, you have to provide equity, meaning you got to give these people stock. There are some companies the company is owned by the shareholders. Lots of times it's the employees when that happens, but it's not a government program. She is inching her way into the boardrooms of businesses across the country, no matter how big, no matter how small.
So more people can share in America's success and prosperity.
What if I don't want to? What if I work my ass off to build a business for my family and, I'm paying the people to do the job. Now, in addition to $20 an hour or whatever you want, now I got to share my profits with this person. Now, many people, and I'm not telling you never to do that. Sometimes you may have an employee and you're like, damn, this person is really good. And what I'd like to do is bring them on and give them some equity in the company. That's not what she's talking about. She's talking about all your employees. Give them a piece. Next up.
We need to guard that spirit. We have to guard that spirit. Let it always inspire us. Let it always be the source of our optimism, which is that spirit that is so uniquely American. And let that then inspire us by helping us to be inspired to solve the problems that so many face, including our small business owners.
Now, I'm not an English teacher, somebody got on me because sometimes I say Mar-a-Lago instead of Mar-a-Lago, but I am not usually someone who would use the same word 3 or 4 times in one sentence. It's amazing to me that this woman just talked about inspiring somebody to do better. I want you. Hey, Mr. Person in the mailroom, I want you to aspire to be better. I don't know if you saw who Nike just hired. Nike just hired a new CEO, and the person that they hired as the CEO at one time worked in the mailroom. The guy worked there 32 years, and he went from mailroom to CEO. Fantastic success story. He was inspired to continue moving forward. He was inspired to succeed. The previous clip, she's like, you got to give it to him. How did she say, and again, the talking seals in the audience, I'm like, wait a minute, you just said I need to inspire somebody, and at the same time, you just said, give it to them. Are you inspiring them to take equity? Are you inspiring me to get, what are you inspiring? Doesn't make any sense when she talks, her unburdensomeness and whatever else she's talking about.
I believe an active partnership between government and the private sector.
No, time out. Time the F out. If you're a business owner and you're hearing this stuff, right now you need to be screaming. She's telling you what she wants to do. She wants to be, quote, an active partner between government and the private sector. Raise your hand if you ever decided you want to have the government as a partner in your business. I don't know anyone, anywhere, who says, you know what, it would be a great idea to bring on these guys as partners in my business. Because when I think of partners, I think someone who has access to the keys. They have access to the books. They have access to employee records. They have access. They're a partner. Also, most people I know who have partners, the partner has invested. You know, hey, listen, I'd like to buy 20% of your business. Okay, that's going to cost $100,000. Let's go ahead and negotiate. I'll give you 80 for 20%. Boom. You've seen Shark Tank. Hey, I'm offering 20% of my business for about $250,000, and then they can negotiate. Notice she didn't say anything about investment. Notice that word didn't come up. You know why? Because the government doesn't have any money to invest. The government doesn't have extra money laying around. How are they going to pick who they invest in? Or rather, who are they going to pick to partner with? There can't be a long line of people who say, you know what? I really wish Kamala Harris was my business partner. Who is buying the crap that comes out of her mouth? Blah! And she says it so smoothly and smiling and trying to look pretty. You know, the government should be partners with your business. Hell no. That's a capital H, hell no.
Is one of the most effective ways to fully unlock economic opportunity.
No, it's not. Being a partner with the government is the fastest way to go broke. Once you open that door and let the government step over the threshold, you're effed. You're done. You're completely toast at that point. Imagine you got an employee that you need to discipline or maybe remove or terminate, and they go, I'm going to go talk to your partner. And I'm going to say you're racist or sexist or homophobic or xenophobic or whatever phobic word I can attach to it, and I'm going to go complain to your partner, who happens to be the government. What do you think happens then? Oh, or let's say somebody slips and falls in your parking lot, and they said, you know what, I'm going to sue. Well, you want to sue my partner? My partner's the government. What's going to happen at that point? She hasn't thought this out, or maybe she has.
And that is what I will do.
And that's what I will do. I will step over that threshold and I will run your business.
When I am president.
Wow.
Tariffs aren't unique.
All right, so this is bits and pieces of this interview have snuck out. They're out there, and people are like, really? Is this what she's talking about doing? She's talking about tariffs now. And this answer she gives really proves she has no friggin' idea what a tariff is. In fact, the woman here on MSNBC, Stephanie Rule, is trying to give her leeway. Like, hey, listen, you're kind of off here. Come on back. Come on. You didn't come back.
To President Trump, President Biden has tariffs in place. He's actually looking to potentially implement more. Where do you come out on? Is there a...
I love that face. We saw it at the Oprah thing. That's the face of, oh shit, I don't know what I'm supposed to say here. Even if I got the questions in advance, that's a look of complete air. There's nothing behind it. What do I do?
Good tariff, a bad tariff?
Well, part of it is you don't just throw around the idea of just tariffs across the board, and that's part of the problem with Donald Trump. Frankly, I'm going to, and I say this in all sincerity, he's just not very serious about how he thinks about some of these issues. And one must be serious and have a plan.
Of course, she didn't answer the question. But you also can tell she hasn't heard what Donald Trump has said about tariffs. Hey, China, if you want to sell that car back here, we're going to put a 200% tariff on it. Hey, if you take your company to Mexico and want to sell back into the United States, we're going to put a tariff, 200, 100% on your goods. Sounds like a friggin' plan to me. What is she talking about? Wait, he's not serious. No, he's absolutely serious. How can you say the man is not serious when he has specifically told people over and over what he would put a tariff on? He even says which goods he would put it on. He has said which countries he would put it on. He has said which companies, what products, everything, what you're going to do. You are not going to bankrupt the auto industry here in America. So if you want to build a factory over there, wherever there is, you understand if you try to bring those cars back, we're going to slap you with a tariff. How is that not having a plan? Because she doesn't understand it. She just doesn't even understand what a tariff is.
We just need to move past the failed policies that we have proven don't work.
You want to tell her? Anybody want to walk up and hand her a note and have her look down and go, hey, you're the vice president. You are what's not working. You and Dementia Joe aren't working. She must think that the audience that listens to her has no clue that she's been the vice president for nearly 4 years. She must not realize that everything that she and Joe have done isn't working. But yet she's telling people, just move past. It's the past. Let's just move forward on stuff that doesn't work, on stuff that we did. Just forget about it. We'll try again next time. That's the only way you could step on the stage and say something so stupid, is to expect that nobody can remember that you are currently the vice president of the United States and have been so for nearly 4 years. How else, if you're trolling here, you let me know. How else could you stand in front of a microphone, in front of a television camera, and say, we just have to move beyond the things that don't work? The things that you did. There's no acknowledgement whatsoever of accountability. Hey, we let in 20 million people, 20 million newcomers, but we need to move on from that because it didn't work. Well, who did it? Trump didn't do it. The gas prices are really high. We're trying to, play some games with stuff now by bringing in oil reserves. But, we understand that for basically 3.5 years, you've been paying $5 and higher in some places dollars per gallon. It didn't work. Who did it? Whose policy are you moving away from? Wow, grocery prices are off the chart. Man, whatever they did didn't help with grocery prices. That policy didn't work. We need to move forward. move away from stuff that didn't work. You did it. Real estate, rent, interest. She doesn't even want to acknowledge that she's currently the vice president. In fact, I wonder how many times she's even been introduced at these events as Vice President Harris or presidential. I don't know, because the people who seem to sit in the audience don't seem to understand that she's been the vice president for 3.5 years.
And as vice president...
Okay, now, this is a good one. So she says she wants to move past the things that haven't worked. And she forgets to tell people that she was part of the things that didn't work. Well, we can no longer say part of anymore. You see, Dementia Joe goes on The View, that wonderful show, and he blows it. He completely blows it right here. Listen to what he says. You really have to listen closely to what Dementia Joe says about Kamala Harris and he working on everything.
There wasn't a single thing that I did that she couldn't do. Mm-hmm. And so I was able to delegate her responsibility on everything from foreign policy to domestic policy.
What? There was nothing that she couldn't do. So I, as the president, I delegated everything to her. Foreign policy, domestic policy. Oh, so we had co-presidents for the last 4 years. She wasn't a vice president. She was the co-president. She was in the cockpit while Joe was sleeping. I'll take the wheel here. He just said it. Came out of his mouth. So either he's a walking vegetable, which most of us know, or he just spilled the beans and said she's been doing it anyway. Which actually, now you think about it, it makes sense. She's actually tried her policies, and they have failed miserably. Down, down, deportation. Remember that video? Down, down, deportation. Bring them all in. Oh, that's what the border czar did. Instead of going down and controlling the border, she said, come on in. This is my policy. I've been delegated to do what I need to do. The big guy said, I'm co-pilot here. Bet you didn't know that. I didn't know it. I didn't know we had a co-pilot arrangement. And now it seems like she's completely taken the wheel. And, oh, I thought I had more there. So anyway, that's what happened earlier. So now I've got to, well, before I go to that, let me go ahead and take a few comments here. Hey, Kamala, we want the border closed. Can't you close it? Nope. She didn't get that lesson. Joe hates her, in my opinion. A little dimension and a lot of resentment from Joe there. Absolutely. Makes sense. Now Sleepy Joe sunk her boat. I don't know if they even realize what she just did. I don't think they realize what she just did. So now I'm going to show you some of these questions. So you have to bear with me here, because I'm having to do some things that I didn't expect I was going to have to do. Let me just check something. Okay, so that's right here. Wait 1 second, because they wouldn't let me play this thing in its entirety, so I have to play it like this. Let's see if this will work. And yes, it will. All right, so this, I'm just going to have to move over and play it, because this is what she said to a question today. Let me just see if I can't put this in order here. All right. Do we have volume on this? Okay, hold on. I gotta see if this works.
Expanding that child tax credit, or you mentioned housing before, giving that extra money for a first home. If you can't raise corporate taxes, or if GOP takes control of the Senate, where do you get the money to do that? Do you still go forward with those plans and borrow?
Well, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes, and we're going to have to make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. That's just it. It's about paying their fair share. I am not mad at anyone for achieving success, but everyone should pay their fair share. And it is not right that the teachers and the firefighters that I meet every day across our country are paying a higher tax than the richest people in our country.
Bill Gates just said it this week. If he was in charge of taxes, he would have paid more. But how do you find that line to make sure corporations are paying their fair share, but they're not leaving our country.
Well, listen, I work with a lot of CEOs. I have spent a lot of time with CEOs, and I'm going to tell you that the business leaders who are actually part of the engine of America's economy agree that people should pay their fair share. They also agree that when we look at a plan such as mine that is about investing in the middle class, investing in new industries, investing in bringing down costs, invest in entrepreneurs like small businesses, that the overall economy is stronger and everyone benefits.
Again, the government can't invest in anything. But more importantly, I've known some CEOs. I've known some billionaire CEOs. I know some CEOs who run some fantastic companies. Every single CEO I've ever met in my life, if you're going to order a box of widgets, they want to know how much the widget is. This woman couldn't answer a simple question. A very, very simple question. And they answered it in the simple Democrat way they always do. That being, people are going to have to start paying their fair share. To this day, not one single Democrat anywhere, not a single one, has ever been able to define what the hell fair share is. It is a unicorn. It is the Loch Ness Monster. It doesn't friggin' exist. There is no such thing as fair share, because when you exhaust the fair shares, what are you going to do? She has no concept whatsoever on maintaining a budget the same way you or I have to. It's just keep spending and keep grabbing more money from other people who have the money. If they're rich, if they have some money, if their business is doing well, you have to pay your fair share. Your homework right now, every single one of you should be asking everybody, can you define fair share? Just ask them. Where are you going to get the money? Oh, you're going to have to pay your fair share. There's zombies out there right now. They're walking around saying this BS about paying your fair share. Oh, you need to pay your fair share. What's my fair share? What exactly is the fair share that I'm supposed to pay? You will never get an answer. It is a Democrat bear trap. I want you to listen again. I just want to listen to the question here, okay? The question she was asked, very simply.
Getting that child tax credit, or you mentioned housing before, giving that extra money for a first home. If you can't raise corporate taxes, or if GOP takes control of the Senate, where do you get the money to do that? Do you still go forward with those plans and borrow?
All right. What's going to happen if you can't get the money? We're just going to... She had no answer. If you can't get the money, we're just going to have to pay more. That was her answer. It wasn't, hey, listen, if we don't have the money, if we can't come up with a budget, if we can't figure it out, then perhaps we need to hold off, tighten our belt strings, and understand the government can't do it. No, she didn't say that at all. Not at all. Just look at it.
First home. If you can't raise corporate taxes, or if GOP takes control of the Senate, where do you get the money to do that? Do you still go forward with those plans and borrow?
Where do you get the money? Where do you get the money to do the plans and things that you want to do? Is there some slush fund we should know about? Where is it?
Well,
stumped. That's a look to the right. Not really sure how I answer that. Kind of frowning.
But we're going to have to raise corporate taxes. And
that's the answer. There is no thought pattern as to reining things in. This is what the Democrats want to do. She looked in the eye. She said, where are you going to get the money? She looked over here because she didn't know how to answer the question because it wasn't top of mind. And then she just frowned and shrugged and said, I'm just going to have to raise taxes. What do you mean? It's simple. I need money. I'm going to raise taxes. That is the simplistic communist Marxist approach. And then the next question out of her mouth should have been, so what do you do when you run out of other people's money? Because it's not there. Because her only answer was to take it. I hope you talk to people that you know and you show them this, even with my wonky production here and say, this woman's absolutely nuts. She has no concept of a budget. She doesn't care about a budget. She doesn't care if it bankrupts you because she has to take the fair share from you without ever defining what the hell fair share is. And no reporter has ever asked it. That is so dangerous. That is so scary for any American to have to face, that you will never know what the Democrats want to do to you. It's amazing how they do these things. So let's look at another one here. Wait a second, I got to bring it in because 1 second, because they made me go find all of these cuts. Here's another cut. All right, so let's bring her in on this cut.
100,000. He lost manufacturing plants.
All right. So in this one, she's talking about Trump, and she basically makes everything up, just completely lies. Ready?
Shows that most likely voters still think Donald Trump is better to handle the economy. Why do you think that is?
Well, here's what I know in terms of the facts. Donald Trump left us with the worst economy since the Great Depression.
Nope, she lied. She lied again. Just lied. The worst economy since the late Depression. Her minions must fall for that. Let's go.
Still think Donald Trump is better to handle the economy. Why do you think that is?
Well, here's what I know in terms of the facts. Donald Trump left us with the worst economy since the Great Depression when you look at, for example, the employment numbers.
It was during COVID, and employment was so high because we shut down the government, we shut down the country.
Even before the pandemic, he lost manufacturing jobs by most people's estimates, at least 200,000. He lost manufacturing plants. Ask the auto workers.
Polling shows that most.
I know politicians will twist the truth once in a while, but this woman just out and out lied. And the reporter from MSNBC didn't even ask her about the 800,000 jobs that she and her boy Joe absolutely fudged the numbers and then got caught. And she doesn't expect anybody to go back and actually look at the numbers. Well, I did. In the first 38 months of the Trump administration, he created 414,000 manufacturing jobs. She absolutely lied. Now, I understand this show isn't supposed to be directed at people like us. So their audience on MSNBC is basically nut jobbers, just complete stupid people. But even those people who listen to MSNBC understand at this point, I gotta believe they know they're being lied to, especially when MSNBC themselves begin saying, hey, listen, she didn't really tell the truth, did she? She kind of just lied. Listen to this.
She doesn't answer the question.
Talk about that answer.
I do, but here's what's a little tricky. She doesn't answer the question around if the GOP is controlling the Senate, if she can't raise corporate taxes, where is she going to get the money from, to expand the child tax credit and do all the things she wants to do. And she says, we just have to do it. And that's great, and that's a campaign promise. But the issue is, if it means we're just going to borrow again, then what we're doing is we're just never addressing the deficit. And back in the days when you were a proud Republican, debts and deficits mattered.
Talk about that answer.
It's over when Nicole Wallace and Stephanie Ruhle both sit there and go, yeah, well, she just didn't even answer. She had no answer. Where you going to get the money from? Well, she didn't answer. MSNBC reporters sat down with an interview with Kamala Harris, the vice president and current presidential candidate. And after the interview, she did an interview with one of her other reporters and actually said she didn't have an answer. How could you not have an answer ready for where are you going to get the money from? You want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do that. Okay, so you've sat down with some financial planners and stuff, right? Yeah. Where are you getting the money? And MSNBC, after the interview, a taped interview, came out and said she didn't have an answer. How in the hell can this woman still be a candidate? That piece is going to be going everywhere. Everybody's going to see that. That the actual interviewer afterwards went, this woman's a fucking, excuse me, bat poop crazy. She has no idea. I want to know what you guys have thought about this stuff so far. When your voters destroy property and looting, it's easy to brainwash these idiots. Yeah, it is. Did I win a hoodie yet? No, the hoodies will be awarded tomorrow. Did you? According to the Constitution, Harris is not eligible to run for president. I hear that. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I love it when the news starts eating their own. Yeah, the interview, you know, afterwards we're all going to be able to put, but they wouldn't let anybody take it live. C8 if you eat a can of... Barry, did you just swear? I'm sorry. I caught myself, though. I did catch myself. So it's just halfway there. Who is John Galt? Yeah, we're going to have to all become John Galt because this is just insane. If all of us in the chat are this angry, imagine how people are angry, how many people are angry right now. Including MSNBC hosts. I can, you know, imagine yourself, you're a Trump supporter, but you're a Kamala supporter, and you're really behind somebody. But at some point, it becomes embarrassing. Because I'm supporting somebody who's making me, as a host on MSNBC, look stupid. She came onto your network and basically ignored what you had to say, didn't even answer the question, made you look stupid for even talking to her. And this is a presidential candidate that you're pushing? Nah, man, can't have it. Barry, I wish I could explain this to everyone because there are so many people out there who could use the way you explain things. I try to put things out there that make it simple for people to just sit and look at. I didn't make it up. Her words, she said, well, we'll just make you pay your fair share. As a functioning and somewhat intelligent adult, I would think the next question is, okay, what's my fair share? I'll wait. You want to have some fun on Twitter? You want to have some fun on Twitter? Get in there with the nuts and go, excuse me, no, serious question. I don't mean any disrespect, but can you tell me what my fair share is? I mean, I know you know nothing about me. I know you don't have no idea how much money I have in the bank. I know you don't know what I do for a living, or you don't know any, but I would just like to know, is there a definition somewhere where I can find out what a fair share is? And watch them go into mental gymnastics and to the point where they start swearing and screaming at you and calling you an effing colt and blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, I just asked you a simple question. And then they block you. Just something as simple as that can cause Democrats to just go into conniptions. And that's exactly what you just saw. This woman, who is a Kamala fan, which I proved at the beginning of the show, asked her a snowball, softball question. If you want to do all this, sounds great, where are you getting the money? Especially if the Republicans are still in Congress. Simple question. Surely you've been in business long enough, Kamala, to have a quick answer with that. Oh, we're going to move it from here, we're going to move it from there, we're just going to make them pay their fair share. Oh, so you have no friggin' idea what you're talking about. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I got to save my own credibility if I'm her. At that point, Kamala, you sound like a loon. Excuse me, I can't help you. If the Democrats really actually cared about us, they would have never let her run. Man, it's crazy. What's my fair share? What's an assault weapon? What's a woman? Oh, those three questions right there. You could also ask them, what's birth control? I mean, since we're going there, since you know, you're asking questions, you have birth control? Why do you need to have this other stuff if you got, just saying. Somebody just said, somebody said if she wins, we're done. I think more people have to begin seeing that. It sounds like hyperbole to say, you know what, if she wins, we're toast. And people are like, it's not going to be that bad. America will survive. The only way America survives if she were to get in is to make sure at least the House and Senate were taken. So she's a lame duck the entire time. But even then, she'll, fudge some numbers or do something to do executive orders. Somebody's asking me to put up the site again. Let me go ahead and put that right there so you guys can see it. Let me remove that comment. If you want to enter, win a hoodie, fanfareshop.org. Just go there and you can register. It's pretty simple. It's just the name, email, phone number, and then we'll have the system pull the winners, and then Ashley will contact you to see what size you are. Let's see here. Not a mommy, but a commie. Harris is going to pull a Pelosi insider trading and donate the money to her first home buyer's policy. What's personal responsibility? Yeah, if the biggest thing that you can do, the most important thing that you can do is to have baby disposal, which is what Jennifer Lawrence came out today. She said it's the most important thing in this election is baby removal. Most important thing over everything. Personal responsibility, don't have a chance. She's trying to kill the filibuster. Yep, that's something else she wants to do as well. We could go on and on and on. There are so many things. I can't pull them all at this point. Let me see what else we've got here. That's the tax ratio thing. It's almost like people decided to stop actually sharing it because it was so stupid. Let me see if I see any more things that I could pull in really quick. No, so I mean what's this one? The tariff question. People are laughing at that. The MSNBC saying she couldn't answer the question. That's just going around. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. This woman cannot get near the White House. Here's one. Here's a different one. Let me see if we can do this one. I like this one. Again, I'm sorry I'm having to do this piecemeal, but this is how MSNBC put the stuff out there. So this one here, she's asked a question. Let me go ahead and put this up here. This is a very short one. Okay.
And I come from the middle class.
Madam Vice President, you just laid out your economic vision for the future.
Yeah.
But still, there are lots of Americans who don't see themselves in your plans. For those who say these policies aren't for me, what do you say to them?
Well, if you are hardworking, if you have the dreams and the ambitions and the aspirations of what I believe you do, you're in my plan. You know, I have to tell you, I really love and am so energized by what I know to be the spirit and character. You just
okay, so let's play this from the beginning. Somebody said they couldn't hear it. You got to hear this answer. This is just typical BS. I feel like I'm watching a Miss America contest. I don't feel like I'm watching a presidential candidate talk. So, Miss Philippines, what do you think about this? Well, world peace. And I'd love the world to have a drink, have a Coke. Everybody have a Coke. That's what she sounds like. So listen to this question that just popped up. This is pretty good.
Vice President, you just laid out your economic vision for the future.
Yeah.
But still, there are lots of Americans who don't see themselves in your plans. For those who say these policies aren't for me, what do you say to them?
Well, if you are hardworking, if you have the dreams and the ambitions and the aspirations of what I believe you do, you're in my plan. You know, I have to tell you, I really...
What if you're not hardworking? What if you're some schlub having 3 or 4 babies on welfare? What if you're some dude on the corner hanging out clocking? Clocking means selling stuff, if you know what I mean. What if you just have decided that you like not working? You're a knucklehead. Then your future president just said she has no use for you because you're not part of her plan. You need to be a worker bee. And as she's saying it, you can see she's never thought this through. She's picking stuff like Miss America. World peace. What the hell are you saying to the American people? This is insane. Absolutely insane. Let's continue.
Love and am so energized by what I know to be the spirit and character of the American people. We have ambition. We have aspirations. We have dreams.
I told you it was Miss America stuff. You have ambitions. You have dreams. What in the hell do I need this from a president? I need a president, and I'm sure you do too. We need presidents who get in, make government unobtrusive, whichever the word you want to use. Get out of my way. Give me the opportunity to prosper. Lower regulations, lower taxes, and get out the way. We need dreams and aspirations and bunnies. And unicorns would really be really cool too. And if we gave people stickers, they could put them on the refrigerator. And then they could show people, see my sticker? I did great today at work. What in the F is this woman talking about? How can anybody, anywhere, vote for this? This was a softball interview with the home stadium. This was Notre Dame playing North Illinois and got spanked. This is supposed to be a layup. This is easy. And she wasn't even prepared for this. She's not done yet.
See what's possible. We have an incredible work ethic, but not everyone has the access to the opportunities that allow them to achieve those things.
Who doesn't have access in this country? I'm serious. Who do you know that doesn't have access to do whatever they want legally? Like Eddie Murphy said, if you got a gun, you can probably eat and do anything you want. But is there some, I don't know, regulation that when you go to school, it says, listen, you're not allowed to basically go into advanced placement math. That's only for the cool kids. You're not allowed to graduate. You're not allowed to learn math, because if you learn math, then you might understand how money works. And then you would be able to define fair share. You're not allowed to go take shop, because maybe you might learn a trade. You're not allowed to go into HVAC because you might learn how to fix something. Are there rules at some place that you've seen that I haven't seen? This is 2024. Tell me specifically, like I'm a child, what opportunity I don't have if I'm qualified. See, that's the problem. I never went to med school. But even then, at my age, if I wanted to be a doctor, your opportunity is take your butt back to college and learn med school. Nobody would stop me. I don't care who you are or what your educational background is. There is not a single aspect of or vocation that you cannot, that you've been told you cannot do. You want to be a boat pilot? Go learn how to captain a boat. You want to be a teacher? Go to school and learn how to be a teacher. You want to be a cook? Go get a job as a short order cook and learn the trade. Can anybody in the chat tell me that there's any rule anywhere that says you can't do something? I am tired as a black person for people telling people over and over that you don't have the opportunity. It is the biggest crutch. It is the biggest enslavement to tell people you're not able to do something. You may not have the skills to dunk or shoot a basketball. That may preclude you. You got to have those qualifications. But other than that, or throwing touchdowns or hitting a 100-mile-an-hour baseball, there's a lot of stuff that you can do if you learn how to do it. For years, they have told, especially black people, you don't have opportunity. You're precluded from doing this or doing that. And unfortunately, many black people have listened to that crap. They have been told, the white man doesn't allow you to do this. You're never going to get ahead. There's always going to be an obstacle thrown at you by somebody above you. Why are you never telling people how to get around that obstacle? Why are you never telling people how to climb over it, dig under it, go around it, go through it? I've had obstacles in my life. I'm sure you've had obstacles in your life. Do you walk up to the obstacle and go, that's pretty much it. I don't know what I'm going to do with this fork in the road here, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to sit here and wait till somebody doles something out to me. And when they come up to me and say, why are you sitting in the road? Your pants are dirty now, and now your hair's grown. You know, you look like a tramp. Why are you just sitting here waiting for people to give you money? Because I don't know how to get around this obstacle. Nobody teaches you that in the hood. You know, it's always amazed me that when I've met people who do illicit activities for money, whether they are walking the street, dealing, it's amazing. You have the skills to understand what to do with money, but you've chosen these activities to make it. Why? Because now you've already said you can cash handle. Yeah, hey man, I know if I sell these ounces right here, I'm gonna get that OZ, I'm gonna get this bag, give him a dime bag, I got some cash, I'm rolling. Okay, so you're astute in cash handling. You ever thought going to manage a 7-Eleven? Start there, maybe you might be a general manager or regional manager, and in a couple of years you may own your own store. But you're told you can't do it, right? You decide you're going to go lay on your back and become a sex worker. And that's one thing that you know how to do. But did you think back for a second? In order to be a valuable one of those people, you had to learn how to do your hair and your makeup so that you were presentable and had value. You presented yourself to somebody who decided they wanted to take that value. Did you go to the mall and say, listen, how do I work at the makeup counter? I'm pretty good at putting makeup on. I didn't know I could do that. Yes, Macy's, Clarence, all these people will hire you. You walk in and say, I'm pretty. I know how to obviously handle cash, and I know how to make things look presentable. Okay, and then these old ladies are going to come up and stick their face in front of you, and you're going to paint their face, and you're going to get paid. I don't get it. Sorry to go off on a diatribe there.
Allow them to achieve those things. But we don't lack for those things. But not everyone, gets handed stuff on a silver platter.
Why is learning how to do something being handed something on a silver platter? Why does it go from I don't know anything to being a silver platter? I've told you guys this many a times. We all have these things, cell phones. Every one of these things that you walk around with is a movie studio. They have filmed full-length movies with nothing but cell phones. You get proficient at that, and you buy lights, and you buy a camera. A YouTube channel are free to open. Doesn't cost you any money. But you got to do the work. You got to put it in. You got to learn how to talk. You got to learn how to relate. You got to build an audience, a community. What do you mean the opportunity's not there? Every single person on TikTok doing all the stupid dances, we may find them stupid, kids love it, and they're making money doing kitten and cat dances. Doing all the stuff. Especially if you're a woman. Oh my God, there's women on TikTok and some of these sites where all you gotta do is smile and look good and just do this. Oh yeah, pay me, do it again. Some of these people are pervs, but you can make money. So I don't understand in this day and age of 2024 where every single person is walking around with these, how you're telling me there's no opportunity.
Silver platter. And so my vision for the economy, I call it an opportunity economy, is about making sure that all Americans, wherever they start, wherever they are, have the ability to actually achieve those dreams and those ambitions, which include, for middle-class families, just being able to know that their hard work allows them to get ahead, right? I think we can't and we shouldn't aspire to have an economy that just allows people to get by. People want to do more than just get by. They want to get ahead. And I come from the middle class.
I don't know anybody who has been told they can't get ahead. Never heard somebody said, that's it, that's the extent of your ability, you are done. No, there's no more rungs on that ladder, you're toast. When you put the contrast with her and Donald Trump, even what we saw this afternoon, it's flipping amazing. This man is talking about, I'm going to stop these countries from taking your job. I'm going to make sure that if you're an auto worker, you're going to have so much business because we're not going to flood the market with these cheap cars. Your cars are going to be able to be sold. We're going to do away with electric vehicle mandates so that we have to buy more American cars. We're gonna drill. We're gonna do all these things. I probably couldn't work on an oil rig. It's out in the middle. It's out in the middle of the ocean, and if I'm out in the middle of the ocean at that point, it's way too. I'm gonna get sick. But if you get a job on an oil rig, you making bank. Absolutely making bank. So drill means work. I remember when people used to join the military because it was financially feasible to do so. And then you come out and you get what? You get basically a free house. Why are we not showing kids? Hey, listen, you know what? Army, Navy, Marine Corps. I remember those commercials. Shave your head. No one on that stupid dreadlock stuff. Put on your green hat. Go to PT. Become somebody and move up that way. Not making it up. Not making it up. My brother, he took the different road than I did. He went to high school. Then he said, you know what, Dad, I want to go to military. He got into West Point, was what do you call it, appointed in West Point, selected to go. How the senator has to put your name in. Went to West Point. That was, I don't know, 25 years ago. Now he's a colonel. I don't know if he's where he is today. A lot of stuff is top secret, but he's a colonel. He went from high school to West Point. Nobody in our family said you couldn't do it. Nobody in our family said, you know, you need to go hang out in the hood in Baltimore. Nope, nobody said that. He's like, I'm going to go to West Point. I am so sick and tired of it. It's Democrats want people to feel like they have no alternative or somebody else is holding you back. I mean, at least she is talking about some sort of opportunity, but she has no idea how to deliver it. She's talking opportunity at the expense of somebody else. You can't say you want people to have opportunity, which then would require them to seize on the opportunity, when you're saying that you want to partner with business and basically force them to give equity in their business to the person making 15 or 20 bucks an hour. That's not opportunity. That's communism. Let me see what you guys have to say about some of this stuff, because it pisses me off. Trump will open and create thousands of jobs. Yeah, the only person who gets ahead is Elon. Now he's working. Is Bill Gates full of it? He can pay more money to the government anytime he wants. I love that when people like Mark Cuban and Bill Gates and say that, and like, dude, write the check now. There is nobody stopping you from writing the check. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever when you tell people, yeah, I could pay more taxes. Well, go ahead and do it. All right, so is this another one that just popped up? Yeah, this one popped up 47 seconds ago. So I'm grabbing them as they come in because people are cutting them and pasting them, and, allowing me to show you guys. I'm told that this one here is, quote, watch this clip in its entirety. MSNBC host Stephanie Ruhle is a good 30 IQ points higher than presidential candidate Kamala Harris. This should scare the S out of you. So I can't even imagine how bad this clip must be if it says this should scare the S out of me. Let's all listen to this one. I love that these guys are posting this stuff as quick as they can. All right, so let me move that comment. We have another one coming in here. Another. Whew, I may have to restart this one twice just so we have the right volume on it. Okay, here we go.
Are still high.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You said you want to take this on by going after those who engage in price gouging.
Yeah.
But as somebody who supports free markets, who's a capitalist, how do you go after price gouging without implementing price controls? Because once we get in this zone, people start to get worried and they say, I don't know what she stands for.
So, just to be very frank, I am never going to apologize for going after companies and corporations that take advantage of the desperation of the American people.
What companies are those? What corporations are currently taking advantage of the American people? Who is going to define what taking advantage of the American people is? How do you know what that level is where you're taking advantage of the American people or you're making money on your product? Scary.
Attorney General, I saw this happen. In the midst of an emergency, whether it be an extreme weather event or even the pandemic, we saw it. Where those few companies, not the majority, not most, but those few companies that would take advantage of the desperation of people and jack up prices. Yeah, I'm going to go after them. Yes, I'm going to go after them. And that is part of a much more comprehensive plan on what we can do to bring down the cost of living, including housing, including the everyday needs of the American people.
Yeah, I just had alligator skin, whatever you call it. Yeah, I'm going to go after them. There's no set criteria written in any of her websites or plans that says, can you define price gouging? Because before you can say someone broke the law, there has to be a law that's written that everybody knows. How are you going to determine price gouging? Would have been my next question. You know, there's this thing in business, she may not be aware of it, but it's called supply and demand. If I have right now 100 cases of bottled water and I sell those cases of bottled water for $6, $5 for easy math, right? I'm going to sell a case of water for $5. I know it's low, but just bear with me. And I decide, you know what? I'm going to put these in the back of a truck and I'm going to drive over to the Big Bend, Tallahassee, Pensacola, because there's a hurricane coming. And that hurricane is coming, and so these people may be without water for some time. I'm an entrepreneur. Let me take these 100 cases up there and see what I can get for them. And I open the back of the truck, and at that point, I start selling the bottled water for $8 a case. And people are paying it. And now I'm selling it for $10 a case. I'm doubling my money. And people are paying it. And then I say $15 a case. And at that point, people stop. Nah, that's too much. All right, I'll drop it back down to 10. And I sell the rest of it. So I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Was I price gouging? Because as a business person, you were looking to maximize your profit. There's a difference between gouging and profit maximization. I can prove it to you very easy. When you're driving around in your own neighborhood right now, and you come up at a light, and let me just see who that was because I'm getting buzzed all over, but you come up on a light, and at that point, as you come to the light, there's a couple gas stations. There's one on the south corner, one on the north corner, on the east corner. The guy over here says, hey, a gallon of gas is $3. Guy over here says, gallon of gas is $3.05. This guy is charging $4 a gallon. Which gas station are you going to? I'm heading for the lowest price, the $3 one. And then, as I'm getting ready to turn the corner, Robin goes, hey, look. The guy who was selling for $4, he just dropped his down to $2.90. Why did he drop his to $2.90? Because the guy who was at $3 a gallon was overly competitive. I need to get customers. I need to compete. Flip that scenario. Flip it completely. And this guy raises his price to $3.50. This guy's right about $3.50. This guy's at $4.50. Is the guy who's at $4.50 price gouging, or is that the price he has set for his product? You go to a restaurant, you order a hamburger. You can go to McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King and order a cheeseburger and maybe get it for a couple bucks. You can go to BurgerFi or Steak Shack and that same hamburger, it's still beef. It's still a big patty with cheese and a bread. And they're charging you $9 for that hamburger. Are they price gouging? Or are they priced at what their restaurant is looking to make a profit? This is the danger when she says, I'm going to go after him. Because at that point, how do you defend when she says you're gouging prices? No, I charge what I want to charge. It's my business. You don't got to buy it. I'm not saying you have to buy this $9 hamburger. I'm not saying you have to buy my $10 case of water, but that's what I'm charging. She's talking communism. She wants to be able to determine how much profit you're allowed to make. Don't even for an instant think that's not specifically what she's saying. She's going to look at things that are undefined and she's going to determine what they are in terms of price gouging. And she's going to say, you don't need to charge that much. Guarantee you. You are taking advantage of people because you're charging $9 a hamburger. I got better beef. You got to charge $2, man. You don't need to charge that much. Price gouging is only price gouging when it becomes you're taking advantage of somebody. Well, right now I know I could go over into the east side of Boca and I could go to the hotel, Boca Resort. I could go to West Palm Beach, I can go to the Breakers, and I could walk up to the counter and I could say, guys, it's a hurricane coming over in Pensacola. We drove the family over here. I'd like to get a room for a couple of nights. And they're like, sure. And a credit card, driver's license? Yeah, that's going to be $600 a night. What? $600 a night? Yeah, that's what we charge. Man, I was hoping I can get a room for like $50, $60. Well, the Motel 6 is over there down the road across the railroad tracks. You could probably get in there for $50, $60 a night. Is the Breakers price gouging? Is the Boca Resort price gouging? How is she going to determine that? That's the danger with someone who has a Marxist communist mind. That's the danger in talking to different people and telling people they are price gouging. You can't walk up to the counter at the Breakers and say, I'd like a room tonight for $50 or $60. You can't get a parking space at the Breakers for $50 or $60 a night. I don't care if there's a hurricane or if, whatever. You're not getting in my hotel and getting a key to a room unless you're paying $500 or $600 a night. That's what the Breakers is. You pay for that luxury. That's what you get at the Boca Resort. But she wants to be able to tell people, you charge too much. Anybody should be able to come to your hotel and live there. I'm not live there, stay there. Your Airbnb is way too high. Everybody can't afford that. That's price gouging. You need to drop yours down to $50 a night so anybody can take advantage of this. Those are the opportunities that she says preclude people. The average person can't go stay at the Breakers. Sorry. The average person can't go stay at Boca Resort. Sorry. That's what it is. You know that. You look it up. You can go ahead and search it right now. You can look and search what these hotels charge down here in South Florida. That's where communism is raising its ugly head, because once she gets that in the door, she's not stopping. You can say that, you know, charging XYZ for some prescription drug, that's price gouging. Okay, you gonna stop there? Oh no, she's not done. She will go to the hotel and say, that's too expensive. Why? Because Shaniqua can't afford it. Well, Shaniqua better get another job. Nope, that's not fair. You are oppressing Shaniqua. You are not allowing Shaniqua to stay in this hotel. It's probably racist on top of everything. You know what? I'm going to have to get my attorney general over here. How many black people stay here every night? Picture life when you're ruled that way. Picture life in business when at any time somebody can knock on your door and say, what are you charging for your plumbers here? Your plumbers get, let's see, $150 an hour? Nope, sorry, that's too much. You guys better get ready. And when I mean get ready to go vote for Trump. This person is a walking nightmare. She will destroy America, and she's saying it directly to people. Let me see if anything else came up. Okay, we got another one here. Okay, I love it. Love you guys that are sending me these things because they're amazing. Listening to what this woman is saying is just incredible, and how stupid she actually is. Let me pull this one in. I hope you, like I said, bear with me with the production here, because people are cutting it and pasting it, and that way it allows me to bring it to you. All right, this one here, let's see, what's she talking about? This one here, undermining democracy. Let me put my ears back in so I can hear it, and we can, people are like, this is worse, the guy who posted it, this is worse than an SNL skit. I can only imagine how bad this one must be. Let's go.
First one, just a fact check, because your opponent almost every day. Okay,
there's no such thing as a little job.
Okay, fair. Because your opponent almost every day seems to be talking about this. So I just want to ask you yes or no. At any point in your life, have you served 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, working at a McDonald's? Yes or no? That's it.
I have.
Okay. Now the other job. But
it was not a small job. Like, I did the fries. I mean, yes,
okay,
but I did.
The first one, just a fact check.
Okay.
We all know that McDonald's has come out and said, no, you never worked at a McDonald's, ever. No McDonald's anywhere has your name on it. She gets on television, she says it completely different. The woman has no problem absolutely lying. I don't know what to say. This should be career ending. Everything she does should be career ending. There should be nothing left to chance anymore, how bad this woman really is. Let's see here. Both her parents have PhDs. Yep. Kamala. Nope, she never worked at McDonald's. The actual company said it. That's how bad it is. She never. Yeah, people are saying, "Oh dang, it's that bad." She's a fraud. How about Jack in the Box? Maybe she worked in Jack in the Box and just doesn't remember. She is so full of it. So that is basically most of the clips I could find. I've been basically having people send me stuff so that I could put it to you guys and show you like how bad she really is. Let me see if there's any more that have come in since then, because people it's a train wreck at this point. Okay, yeah, we got it now. That one's too short. No, there's no too short. Let me go ahead and play this one. This one here is she's talking about home ownership. And this is my neck of the woods. She's going to talk about real estate. So let's listen to her talk about real estate here. It's a short one. This one is about 10 seconds. Let's listen to this.
You know, gone is the day of everyone thinking they could actually live the American dream. So,
all right.
You know, home ownership for too many people in our country now is elusive. You know, gone is the day of everyone thinking they could actually live the American dream. So, you know, home ownership for...
Gone is the day where anybody, you know, thinks they can live the American dream. She's putting limitations on people. The word here was home ownership for too many people in our country now is elusive. Gone is the day of everyone thinking they could actually live the American dream. Again, who says? The problem that people have is, and I've seen it so many times, it's not even funny. People will say, and they'll call my wife or they'll call around and say, listen, I'd like to get a house by the beach. Okay? Yeah, I want about 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, some close to the beach. Great. And I'm looking to pay about $150,000. What? You have no concept. You see, there was this thing that used to happen years ago that people understood was called a starter home. And with that starter home, you could buy a home or a condo or something, and you'd buy it for 90, 100, 150 grand. And then it may not be the nicest of places. It may not have all the bells and whistles that you want. You're going to have to lower your standards because that's what you can afford right now. But that's how the American dream starts. American dream starts with you getting your first deed and saying, oh, this is my home. Yeah, I understand it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom little place here, but I can afford it. And then, you know, in 4 or 5 years, then maybe I can sell it and move to a 3-bedroom house. Or, you know what, my husband gets a raise or I get a raise, and now we can afford a higher mortgage. There is no such thing as the American dream being dead. You just have turned the American dream into some sort of Pornhub fantasy. When people think that they're entitled to live on the ocean or on the intercoastal down here in Fort Lauderdale, and they get their feelings hurt because they see the massive homes with the boats and the water. Oh, this is beautiful. I remember a friend came down, he's like, man, I'd have to hit the lottery to live there. I'm like, no, you'd have to hit the lottery twice. You don't understand what you're dealing with down here. One lottery ticket ain't going to cut it unless it's Powerball. But other than that, we can show you something over here. Yeah, you might have to have bars on the window. You might have to understand you got to do some painting and fixing the carpet. But you can buy it. We can show it to you. I've bought those houses. I've bought them and sold them. They're there. There are houses in the hood that we used to buy for $50,000 and $60,000 that are now going for $250,000 and $300,000. She would probably call that price gouging. Why are those houses now going for $200,000 and $300,000? Because there's somebody willing to pay that much. That's not price gouging. The market determines pricing. The American dream is not designed to be your Pornhub fantasy. It is not an OnlyFans fantasy. You gotta start somewhere. Man, I don't understand what these people don't understand, what they don't understand. Let me see if anything new came in. Oh, this is another one. Man, you guys wonder why I love Twitter. You guys wonder why I talk about Twitter so much. I can refresh, go to my boys, and like, Barry, take a look at this one. They know where I'm on right now. They know that she for some reason, she decided, or MSNBC decided they weren't going to allow people to stream it. But we're getting the cuts right away. I mean, it's 7:52. I've been getting the cuts as they've been happening. Here's one for you. Let's go ahead and talk about this one.
There are people there that are stressed. that feel that they're at capacity. Communities around the country that have legal immigration, many have said we're at capacity. And many feel like the government has said to them, well, adapt, sit down, be quiet. This is how it is. What would a Harris administration do for those communities who've taken in many, many legal immigrants but are at capacity?
Well, first of all, we do have a broken immigration system, and it needs to be fixed. And if we take a step back, months ago, some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress came together with others, proposed a border security bill.
Wrong. Again, this is Kamala for stupid people. That border bill that when she calls it bipartisan had like 4 or 5 Republicans for some reason attached to it. And that border bill was still going to allow 5,000 people per day into the country. She never says that because she knows her audience is too stupid to go look it up. They still were going to allow 5,000 people per day. We were still going to give, I think it was $50 billion, it was attached to that, to give to Zelensky. Her audience is too stupid to go look it up. But that wasn't the question. The question is, and you can see it, and I'll play it again, was what are you going to tell these people whose communities are being overrun by the people you're airdropping into it? That's what the question was. Listen again.
People there that are stressed, that feel that they're at capacity. Communities around the country that have legal immigration, many have said we're at capacity. And many feel like the government has said to them, well, adapt, sit down, be quiet. This is how it is. What would a Harris administration do for those communities who've taken in many, many legal immigrants but are at capacity?
Okay. Very simple question. Hey, man, you dumped all these Haitians into my neighborhood. We can't take it. What are you going to do? And she pivots to some mythical bill that she wants to pass. That's not helping the people in the community. She has no clue. Listen to her talk about it. She's just absolutely lost.
Well, we do have a broken immigration system, and it needs to be fixed. And if we take a step back, months ago, some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress came together with others, proposed a border security bill. That would have put 1,500 new border agents on the border to help those hardworking border agents who are there right now working around the clock. Would have put more money into stemming the flow of fentanyl, which is killing Americans around our country and devastating communities. Would have...
Wait. So if it's devastating communities, and you know this, that people are dying from fentanyl, why is the border open? Stop talking to people about some bill that you hope will get passed, but it didn't get passed, and you know it's coming next, right? You know what's coming next because her people are stupid. She's going to say, obviously, that it didn't get passed because of Donald Trump. You can count on that.
To prosecute transnational criminal organizations, which in my career I've prosecuted. Donald Trump got word of the bill, realized it was going to fix a problem he wanted to run on, and told him to kill the bill, don't put it up for a vote. He killed a bill that would have actually been a solution because he wants to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem.
How stupid can people be? It's because they don't remember the question. John and Joanne Smith in Springfield, Ohio say, hey, listen, what are you going to do about all of these newcomers that you dumped in our neighborhood? What are you going to do? We're being overrun. We can't handle it. She doesn't answer. Because she doesn't have an answer, because she doesn't want there to be an answer. Why would you even bring up the bill that didn't get passed for any reason? That's not the question. It wasn't, the question didn't say, hey, listen, do you have an idea once you become president what you would do to, like, maybe fix the border thing? Or are you going to bring up a bill? That wasn't the question. What do you tell these people today who are being overrun by these newcomers? No answer, because she doesn't want there to be an answer.
And that's part of what needs to be addressed. And my pledge is that when elected president, if the American people will have me, I will bring that bill back and I will sign it into law.
Who cares what you're going to do in January if you were going to get elected? Why are you and Dementia Joe right today not doing anything? So I understand she's planning on going down to the border on Friday. Photo op. Because right now she could, hey, Joe, get on the plane with me. Let's go check this out. Oh, man, looks really bad. Let's go ahead and close it right now. Why can't she do that? Why can't you just make sure that people understand, all right, we let it get away from us. We're going to close it right now. Why do you still want to let 5,000 people more per day in the country? Why do you want to still airdrop people into communities that can't handle it? What are you going to do about the newcomer crime that's happening? Doesn't even want to address it. It's like it never happened. Not like it never happened.
A comprehensive plan that includes what we need to do to fortify not only our border, but deal with the fact that we also need to create pathways for people to earn citizenship.
What? Bingo! There she goes. I don't really care about helping you. You're not what's important. Sorry, Joe and Joanne. That's not what I need to do. What we need to do is make sure these people have a pathway to staying here forever. That's what's most important. How do you know that? Because if she didn't feel that way, Dementia Joe and her would have closed the border 2 years ago. It just came out of her mouth. I'm not making it up. She just said it. We have to find a way, a path for these people to become citizens. That's what she wants to do as president. You now know, you can now tell everybody, the veil is off. She completely told you specifically what she wants. She wants it to be a point where where these people can stay here forever and become citizens. They're talking again here. Now Stephanie Rule is now on Chris, what's that guy's name? The guy with the glass, Chris Hayes. She's on his show, and she's reiterating. So she was on Nicole Wallace's show and said this, and now she's on Chris Hayes' show saying the same thing. Listen to this stuff. These people are slaying her. And I don't know if the word's gone out or what, because why would they be saying this? Listen to what they're talking about here.
Work, and one could watch that and say, well, she didn't give a clear, direct answer. That's okay, because we are not talking about clear or direct issues.
The question about inflation and prices, this to me is it's sort of one of the most frustrating aspects of this campaign. The thing that people are 100% correctly
work.
They're frustrated. Sorry, cut off there. That's how long it was. They're frustrated. The MSNBC journalists with a little J, are pissed off because this woman can't answer simple questions. Can't, won't, however you want to say it. At this point, it's obvious, seeing what's happening here, that these people realize she flubbed another one. It's a complete cluster frig. And yet you're telling me that this woman's close in the polls? When anyone with a brain, including now MSNBC anchors, are like, this is frustrating. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's hella frustrating. We all realize right now this woman doesn't have a clue. She's a friggin' scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. And the deep state is the man behind the curtain, because she has no clue. And they keep putting her out there, and this time it was in another scripted, pre-taped interview, and she still can't come up with the answers. You would think by now, after being in the office for 3.5, nearly 4 years, she could at least talk with some intelligence, like she knew what the hell she was talking about. She can't. She's not going to be able to. She needed a week to study the questions in the ABC debate and still flubbed it. This one more time. You guys want to win the hoodie, go to fanfareshop.org and enter to win. We're going to give out 2 of them tomorrow. 2 of them. Now, just let you know, don't come screaming at me. These hoodies, if you don't want it, that's fine. These hoodies were bought a while ago. I had a promotion, so they're left over. They're from El Salvador, which at this point, El Salvador seems to be a Trump-backed guy who's in office. They're not from China, but they are from El Salvador. deal with it. Don't at me. Don't complain. If you don't want it, don't take it. All right, let's see. Let's get. I don't want to hear her or her handsy VP pick Timmy Pond. Oh, that's gonna be fun to listen to him when J.D. Vance gets a hold of him. Don't mess with my money. The history of central banking and the enslavement of mankind. Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I hope my support helped. I'm not sure what that is, but maybe it's a super chat, which I will read in a second. Because she needs votes and won't get a damn thing from me until I get your vote. Yeah. Absolutely. Really, they should have left Biden in there. I don't know why they changed up. No, it's not mouthballs. The Democrat Party's newcomers will abide to the Democrats until they stop giving them money. MSNBC, where'd that go? Somebody said MSNBC now has to tell Soros that they failed. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. Kamala Harris is the most incomplete, moronic candidate I have ever witnessed running for president. Absolutely pathetic. She can't even answer a question. It's absolutely, at this point, just sad. It really is sad. I'm going to go ahead and read the super chats now. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Sorry for the production. Had to change things up, which, you know, we did. We got through it. That's fine. Made it work, even though it, you know, they tried to stop us from basically streaming it. We got it out there. So let me go ahead and scroll down here and say thank you very, very much to everyone who participated tonight. And I'm just happy we got through this. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Let me move that comment so I can see everybody that came through. Lisa, thank you. You've got to check out Candace Owens' investigation. I will do that. Edwin Mendez, thank you. I thought Secret Service was at your door. You're usually on time. No, I was trying to find the feed, and they were blocking the feed. We the world need Trump. Thank you. Jason Evans, thank you very much. God bless everyone. And thank you, Barry and team, for what you do. Johnny Cole, thank you. According to the Fanfare Shop counter, I'm the very first to enter. You go, boy. Michelle, thank you. William Flanagan from Canada. Hypothetically, if God forbid Trump is taken out before the election, who would step in his place? That's a good question. Yeah, that is a very good question. I don't even want to think about the answer to that one. Johnny Cole, yep, that's socialism 101. Dash on Lover 19, thank you very much. William Flanagan, I just watched the Candace Owen. The whole thing has been, if you look at her genealogy, there's some interesting things that Candace Owens has found. John Parr, thank you. Can you imagine Kamala sitting down with the Ayatollah? She will wear a burqa. She'll probably do it willingly. Greg Barth twice, thank you very much. R. Michael Nace, they need to study Thomas Sowell's work. He's an amazing man. Windy Pine Stable, thank you. Lady Segment returns. White college student said, if we were to bring back slavery, could that ban? You know I can't say these words. Profits paid out over new equipment. Thank you. Jeremiah Kerr, she is the laziest politician to gigglio her way to elevator status. Yes, I said it. Oh, gigolo, I think you meant to say. The Finster, appreciate you as well for watching. Is that Knack or Knack? Jay Knack. Barry, for the U.S. Secretary of the Treasury. Melvin Blodgett, thank you. I want a giant plastic Barry Fanfare cup to drink from while I watch you behind the silver EIB microphone. Oh, thank you very much for even mentioning me with El Rushbo. K&D Farms, thank you. Charito Rivera, thank you, Barry Levy Show. Thank you for watching. Again, I apologize for the production. Had to basically grab things back and forth, but you saw about 20-25 cuts, so you saw almost all of it. Barry, watch Revelations of Jesus Christ American. We have a problem. In Houston, we have a problem. Also, Candace Owens video. Yes, I will. The Amazing Mystico headline: Disaster results after liquefied national gas tanker filled with unicorn farts explodes in Kamala Harris interview about the economy. You know, it's going to be very, very hard for people to back what she said tonight. If the initial reaction from the MSNBC hosts are that bad, it's real friggin' bad. I mean, just think about that. The MSNBC hosts were like, she didn't answer any questions. I'm frustrated. If you're getting that from MSNBC, the lowest rung of journalism, you know it's really, really bad. Sue P., you're awesome, Barry. Thank you for all the content you share with all of us. You have an awesome sense of humor, too. Thank you. Melvin Blodgett, again, thank you. If I could have access to the access available for access to success, in order that access allow me to access my full potential of access, Kamalism. Pretty much dead on. Kevin Bauman, thank you. Joe Sapp, if you truly care about someone, you teach them to do. You don't give them the answers, hence don't take money and give it to people. You need to create jobs so that people can do it themselves. Well said. Very well said. Marcus Anderson, Jamaica is a nationality, not a race. Yep, many, many white Jamaicans. Dawn DeLiberto, she has such a large space between her ears as not even James T. Kirk from Starship would want to explore. Hart say, I am a self-taught person. Anyone can learn if they take time. One who is self-taught in auto math, it's called autodidact. Very interesting. Maga Mama, thank you for always sharing great content. I'm proud to be part of the awesome Fanfare family. I'm happy you are here. Lynette, thanks for explaining X. Great way to blast the idiot Dems and share the truth. Every single thing I showed you tonight, every single piece, was something that someone posted. When the thing went live at 7, they were snatching it and putting it up, snatching it and putting it up. And they were texting me and hitting me up with direct messages. Here's another one, Barry. Here's another one. You can't do that on YouTube. There's no way you can move that fast. These people were taking screenshots and moving and doing all kinds of stuff and dropping them. By the way, from what I understand also, she's talking about the common man. There's some people out there who have done their homework on the necklace she was wearing, and supposedly the necklace she had on was a $60,000 necklace. You know, the Queen Bee has to look good on TV. $60,000 necklace. You know what? I'll find that so I can show it to you. Brad Crane, thank you. Jerry Ortega, thank you. Barry, I can't wait for your show every time I notify it's coming. Thanks, just a shame it can't be nationally exposed each time. I appreciate it. Melvin Blodgett, again, thank you. I bought silver today from Lear Capital. Ask for Calvin. Calvin, I guess that's your guy. Tell him Barry sent you and you get free insurance and shipping on your first order. That is not a commercial. That is actually someone who actually went and bought. Carolina Chartier, if price gouging is happening right now, they need to ask her why she's not doing something about it. It's inflation, not price gouging. Stay safe. Every single thing everything that's happening, people, including MSNBC, should be asking her, MSNBC, should be asking her, why aren't you fixing it now? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Because if you can fix it right now and you're not fixing it, that's almost worse than the so-called price gouging, isn't it? Why would you need a border bill in January when you could fix it right now? You're basically saying, I want it to be broken. I don't want to fix this stuff. I want you to suffer. You think people don't have opportunities? Why would you wait until January to show people how they could have an opportunity? R. Carnes, Kamala's public fakery has half-life that won't leave her with critical mass by November 5th. Moby the programmer, please note, overwhelming majority of Iranian people love America and Trump, but the terror regime hates Trump and USA. Carter and Obama have tried to divide the people of the world. Yep, I agree with that. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Moshe. Where did that go? Moshe? Where was that? Okay, Moshe. She sounds like my special ed teacher who tried to teach us the why say Arkansas, Arkansas. Wow, she cray-cray, Barry. Oh, yeah, big cat. She is. She's out there. Scary. It should scare every American. Every time the MSM tries to bail Kamala out, she punches them in the nose with yet another insanity. At this point, they got to want to... Save that thought. I got to hold my finger because I got to tell you something about that. Thanks, Bear. I can't understand her jibber jabber. Nope, it's hard to. Brandon Perry, she has an ad out now about working at McDonald's. So did that ever get proven? And McDonald's came out and said, hey, never worked here. So maybe she went and paid off a franchisee or something. Trump is not backing down, praying for his safety. Absolutely. Thank you, Ray. And Donna Peoples, I found a real button tonight. Yes, please. The polls get ready for tomorrow. And the percentages on which race has changed for Trump. I love it when you do that. We'll be doing that tomorrow's Friday. No, tomorrow's Thursday. I may do it yes, I will do it tomorrow because Friday is jam-packed. We got 2 rallies, a rally and a town hall. So the reason why I had my finger here to remind myself, if you think she looked crazy right now, there are going to be 2 town halls, one with her and one with Trump, being televised on either Telemundo or Univision. So she's going to be doing something in front of a Spanish audience. She's losing the Spanish audience big time. If the host can't interpret correctly, she's going to have these people spinning around. I mean, they won't know what to say. I mean, can you imagine somebody trying to interpret what Kamala Harris is saying? God help them at that point, huh? It would be absolutely crazy. Let me see before we go if I can find that necklace, because you ladies might know whether it's a knockoff or something. 1 second here. Let me see if I can find that, because that was very interesting. I mean, talk about saying you care about the people, and you're wearing something like that. Let me see if I can find it. I think this guy put it out. I'm waiting for it. No, it's not that person. I'll try one more shot at this. Okay, here we go. Yep, bingo. Found it. Kamala Harris says that she's middle class, yet today she wore a $62,000 Tiffany hardware bold graduated link necklace during her speech in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Now, I personally don't care if she has a $62,000 necklace. Good for you. Good for you. However, it becomes problematic when you say that people have to pay their fair share. I'm just going to make you pay more. I would love for her to basically tell us how much she plans on paying into this. You know, fair share and all. I don't care if you have a $62,000. I wouldn't care if you had a $100,000 necklace. Doesn't matter to me. I'm sure the ladies can look at this and see whether it's, you know, really the same necklace or not. But if it is, more power to you. I won't say you earned it, but how are you supposed to ask other people to tighten their bootstraps when you're walking around with a $62,000 necklace? You know, it was Benny who put it up. Benny had put up the stuff. While speaking in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, on building a stronger middle class, Kamala Harris is spotted wearing a $60,000 necklace again. People are spreading it all over the place. This is the same necklace she wore during the debate, and fake phony Kamala Harris spotted with $62,000 necklace from Tiffany and Company in her new ad. So this was an ad asking people to donate, and in the donation, she's got a $62,000 necklace. Again, I don't have any problem with her having a $62,000 necklace. Doesn't bother me. Go for it. Trump's got a gazillion-dollar plane. But Trump's not saying you're not paying your fair share and I need to take more of your money. Trump's not saying, hey, you're price gouging and I need to get involved in your business. That's a big difference. That's a huge, huge difference. It just, somebody said, Diddy. Oh, y'all going to get me in trouble. Oh, my God, you're going to get me in trouble. And those earrings she had on were also from Tiffany. See, I'm a guy. I don't know what that stuff is. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you again. Let me just I'll leave with this. I'm going to give it out at the 7 p.m. show tomorrow. So you still have time to get over there, put up enter. And you can also have your friends or family. I don't care. Go ahead and enter at fanfareshop.org and get a chance to win a Trump hoodie. I know it's getting chilly in some areas of the country. Seasons are starting to change, so it's going to keep you warm. got red. Well, I'm not going to tell you much more than that, because if they get too many entries, then I won't be able to do it. So anyway, any event, go ahead and click the button. Not click the button, but enter that in your browser, fanfareshop.org. And good luck. Good luck. Hope you win it. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for putting up with the production the way we had to get it done tonight. But we got it done.